Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth. Up first on today's show, Bryce LeVar gives us an update on a few of the new offices that opened up after winter break and how they're benefiting students and staff. Then Leah Stoip takes us inside the Homestead Foreign Language Department's debut event last Thursday, Live Your Language Day. Later on, Owen Kruger brings us the latest from Homestead's DECA team after their trip to the state competition earlier this week. And finally, Matthias Arizmendi recaps the past week in Homestead athletics and another edition of Down to the Wire. All of this and so much more only on today's edition of HHS In-Depth. Today is Flex Day Friday, March 7th, and thank you for joining us today on HHS In-Depth. I'm Carly Swimiller.
And I'm Olivia Butler. And Carly, I'm so excited to finally see the sun staying out a little longer in the mornings and in the evenings, indicating that summer and spring are not far away.
But with daylight savings happening on Sunday, we might be losing that warmer sun we're seeing in the morning. Well, luckily, weather reporter Will Cheratini is here. And Will, are these warmer temps at least here to stay for the weekend?
And unfortunately, guys, these warmer temperatures won't really arrive until around next week. For the rest of today, expect some snow flurries mixed in with some rain this afternoon, with a high of 42 degrees. The cooler temps will stick around through Saturday, pretty much a repeat of today, just without snow and rain. But we'll get a little sunshine at 40 degrees. If you plan on going out, make sure to keep a jacket handy. To wrap up the weekend, things will warm up a bit with clear skies and a high of 46 degrees. I'll be back to let you know what you can expect from next week's forecast. Will Cheratini, HHS In-Depth.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
The National Cheerleaders Association All-Star Championship took place over the weekend in Dallas, Texas, bringing in more than 58,000 attendees, as well as cheerleaders from 43 states and 9 countries, including participants from Fort Wayne and Homestead. However, on Saturday, the competition was temporarily shut down after a fight broke out at the downtown convention center. According to Dallas police, 2 individuals got into a fight, which caused multiple poles to fall, creating loud noises that led to panic and a rush of people trying to evacuate. As a result, 10 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police evacuated the building as a precaution and shut down the event for the rest of the day. The cheer competition resumed on Sunday, and Dallas police are continuing to investigate the incident. In other news, President Donald Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office on February 28th to discuss the next step in ending the Russian-Ukrainian war, but tensions quickly escalated. During the meeting, Vice President J.D. Vance accused Zelensky of showing little gratitude for the nearly $180 billion in U.S. aid provided to Ukraine. This past Monday, President Trump ordered a pause on U.S. assistance, hoping to push Ukraine towards negotiations with Russia.
Thank you, Olivia, for some news outside the walls of Homestead. Most students are aware of the library's move to its new location by now. However, other operations within the walls of Homestead have also transitioned out of the old building and into the new one. And now is reporter Bryce LeVar to tell us more about a few of these offices.
Whether you've received a pass or just stumbled upon them wandering the recently opened halls of Homestead, you probably know by now that the Student Services and Discipline offices have moved into their new spaces.
The new space is wonderful. It's much more functional than the other space. We're all in the same spot, obviously, like the old office, but not only that, it has a nice general flow of traffic through it.
Communication happens much quicker and it's a lot easier. We don't have to search one another out.
These spaces provide many advantages compared to their old locations, one of those being the enhanced ability to collaborate with one another.
It's got a lot more areas for breakout meetings and to have teacher meetings, parent meetings, lots of conference rooms, and just overall feels more welcoming and inviting.
With our 2 assistants out there, they're working together now, whereas they were working in separate offices before. I think it's actually been beneficial.
Of course, any great thing can't come without its challenges. Office staff noted that the vast amount of conference spaces required them to invent a new way to schedule and reserve the rooms. However, this has been a major upgrade for our student services and discipline offices. If you need to find these fancy new offices, head to the hallway that runs between the new library and the auditorium. Bryce Lovar, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you for the story, Bryce. As many people are aware, last Friday an incident involving a car and a Homestead student occurred on Homestead High School campus. Fortunately, no one was severely injured. Current SAC Superintendent Dr. Kent DeConing reached out to our request with the following statement. There is no greater priority at SACS than the safety and well-being of our students and staff. School safety is not a matter of convenience, it's about taking deliberate, proactive steps to minimize risk, prevent accidents, and consistently evaluate and refine best practices. Our district's ongoing commitment to safety serves as a foundation for everything we do, including the comprehensive measures we've implemented to promote pedestrian and traffic safety across our campuses. We thank Dr. DeConing for answering our request and want to remind everyone, students and community members, to stay focused and vigilant while walking and driving on campus parking lots and roadways. Stay tuned, more HHS In-Depth is coming up next.
Just Because Week is right around the corner, and you won't want to miss out on next week's daily themes. To start off the week, Monday is all about college spirit, so make sure to wear your best university gear. Moving into Tuesday, it's the day of twos, where you can match outfits with a friend for the day. Next Wednesday, look for a sea of pink apparel to celebrate Pink Out Day. On Thursday, travel to the Pacific Ocean with some island outfits for Hawaiian Day. Finally, to wrap up the week, bring your Spartan spirit on Friday by wearing our school colors of gold and blue. Each day you participate, you can enter the daily raffle at lunch for a gift card to a Fort Wayne restaurant. So be sure to use this long weekend to plan your outfits for Just Because Week.
Next week, reporter Emma Newberry gives us a story of Mr. Hill and his rock climbing experience. Be sure to catch that story and much more right here next week on HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Southwest Allen County Schools has officially named its next superintendent. Dr. Josh St. John, a longtime educator with 17 years in the district, will take over on July 1st after receiving board approval this past Tuesday night. In his statement, Dr. St. John expressed his excitement for the role, emphasizing student success, staff support, and building strong connections within the community. He says his goal is for students to love being at school, staff to feel supported, and parents to take pride in SACS. As the district moves forward, Dr. St. John plans to spend the coming months meeting with students, staff, and families to listen and learn.
Homestead seniors' new scholarship opportunities include several exclusively for Homestead students have been added to the HHS Scholarships page online. One highlight is the Sabert Scholarship, a 4-year renewable award available only to a Homestead graduate. To explore this and other opportunities, visit Homestead High School website, click on the Guidance tab, and scroll down to Scholarships. Don't miss out on these chances to fund your future.
Students, the yearbook staff must know by today if your club plans to have a club photo included in the yearbook. While you have still plenty of time to schedule when the photo will be taken, the yearbook staff must know how many pages need to be set aside for club photos. If you would like to have a club photo included in the yearbook, email Mrs. Barrett at the email address shown here by the end of the school day.
If you wish to bring a guest to prom on Saturday, April 19th, you will need to complete a guest request form, which is available outside the discipline office. Please plan ahead because the form requires signatures from a variety of people. Completed forms are due by 3 p.m. on Friday, April 11th, and late submissions will not be accepted. Do not wait. Secure your guest spot today.
Last week, the 10th annual Taste of Homestead event took place inside the cafeteria, where over 50 groups showcased delicious cuisine from more than 35 countries. With over 100 student participants, attendees had the chance to sample global flavors from all parts of the world.
Yeah, I was at the Pakistan table. I chose to make chane pulao and garlic naan. Two of these dishes I grew up on. Both my parents are from Pakistan. And so, yeah, I really wanted to just share my culture and give people a chance to experience what I grew up on.
This incredible celebration of culture and food was open to the public free of charge. And Senior Pieper, one of the event creators, was excited for the turnout again this year.
Yeah, so this year, I think we've got a record-breaking crowd. Every year it seems to get a little bit bigger, but this year all of us have said, I don't think we've seen this many people here before. So it's great to see so much of the community showing up. We have about the same number of groups that we had last year participating, but I think we probably have, I don't know if twice as many people as last year, but definitely a bigger crowd than last year. So it's really amazing to see how this continues to grow from the community coming out to be here tonight.
The Foreign Language Department is already hard at work in thinking of new ways to make Taste of Homestead 2026 even better.
Ever wanted to explore the Dominican Republic? This July, you'll have the chance to experience whitewater rafting, ziplining, snorkeling, and more. If you're ready for an adventure, reach out to Miss Bush at the email address shown here for more details.
Homestead's World Language Department was hard at work last week, hosting not only Taste of Homestead, but also Live Your Language Day, a new event to promote travel and show students that what we learn doesn't have to stay in the school building. Reporter Leah Stoip joins us now with the story.
Most students have wondered at some point, when am I going to use what I'm learning in real life? Homestead's World Language students talked about just that last Thursday at the auditorium during their normal class periods at an event called Live Your Language Day.
Our World Language team met last spring to try to brainstorm some ideas, some things that we could do a little bit differently this upcoming school year. We wanted to find a way during the school day to not only celebrate world languages, but also be able to tell our students more about opportunities they have to study abroad and travel abroad. Out of that brainstorming session, we kind of created this idea of Live Your Language.
The World Language teachers brought Live Your Language Day from an idea to reality while remembering their ultimate goal with the presentation.
We really like the name Live Your Language because we want students to be able to take these language skills they're learning in the classroom and live in the world outside of Homestead High School, whether that be in Fort Wayne or whether that be in a different country. So we like the idea of living your language because we hope that we're going to be able to showcase different ways to use those language skills outside of the classroom.
At the event, students were able to hear stories from people who live their language through different travel experiences.
At Live Your Language Day, we were able to introduce various programs, including IU Honors Program in Foreign Language, as well as Rotary International Youth Exchange. Both of those are study abroad opportunities that students can do during their high school years. We also looked at some students, some former Homestead students who have had interesting study abroad experiences at the college level, and so they shared how their language skills that they started here at Homestead, how those language skills helped them in college.
Homestead's World Language Department is hoping to make Live Your Language Day an annual event, bringing our learning outside the classroom for years to come. This year, if you are in Spanish, French, German, or Latin, make sure to consider the current travel opportunities presented at the event. Reporting for HHS In-Depth, I'm Leah Stoip.
Thanks for the story, Leah. Earlier this week, Homestead's DECA team was able to attend the yearly state competition with all the members who qualified. And now is reporter Owen Kruger to inform us of what exactly the event detailed.
Kids from all across Indiana are here for the DECA state competition, eager to wow the judges with their month's worth of hard work.
Despite being relatively new to leading Homestead, business teacher Mr. Dunn looked over the team during the duration of the competition.
So I have been Homestead's DECA advisor for the last 3 years. I'm responsible for getting us not only prepared for competition, which is what I probably spend honestly about 20% of my time doing at study sessions with our kids after school. I really get us registered for the competition. So that includes making sure that all of our kids are at all the opening sessions.
Those who aren't familiar with the event may wonder what's in store for students.
DECA has a ton of opportunities for high school students. Obviously, the competition is the biggest one. But beyond the competition, there are actually tons of colleges and businesses that come here to help recruit kids and can actually do a college visit with some of these people. So I know Kelly School of Business was here, Indiana State Scott College of Business was here, Ball State was here, Purdue was here. You'll see all those universities that are just trying to find talent. And this is a great place to do that.
Despite going against such high-level competition, the Spartans saw many victories for its members.
We have 17 kids going to represent us at the international competition. And then most impressively, something we've never done at Homestead High School, we have a state president for Indiana DECA, and that is Sai Shamyat Boda.
Congratulations to anyone who's making it past state finals and is moving on to the national portion of this competition. Owen Kruger, HHS In-Depth.
Thanks for the story, Owen. We'll be right back with more HHS In-Depth.
Next week, it looks like we'll be seeing some warmer weather, with Monday having a high of 59 degrees with plenty of sunshine with a low of 37. Moving on to Tuesday, it will be a little bit warmer, but a little bit cloudy at 66 degrees. For Wednesday, we'll stick with Tuesday's temperature at 66, but with some showers later in the day. Thursday, be prepared for an afternoon drizzle. Ultimately, it looks like the winter weather is staying behind us, and hopefully we will be able to transition into shorts with good temps on the horizon. Will Cherritini, HHS In-Depth.
March is National Women's Month, and to kick it off, let's talk about one woman who helped us get to where we are today. Susan B. Anthony was a prominent leader of the women's suffrage movement and a social reformer. Her work helped pave the way for the 19th Amendment in 1920, which granted women the right to vote. Inspired by her belief that everyone was equal under God, she became an abolitionist and agent for the American Anti-Slavery Society. She was known for her passionate anti-slavery speeches, a rare activity for women at the time, making her one of the most iconic feminists to this day.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Matthias Arizmendi. Our winter sports teams are almost wrapped up, and with it being late into postseason, we have a lot to talk about, starting with boys basketball. Last week, our boys basketball team traveled to Norwell and defeated the Knights 62-40. Josh Rogers had a great game, scoring 14 points, with 12 of them being from three-pointers. Mac Welker was up there as well, getting 8 rebounds and scoring 13 points. They will be on the road again today for sectionals at Wayne, playing Huntington North. The game will start at 6, so make sure to go out and support our Spartans. Moving on to boys swim and dive team, they competed strong in state on Saturday to wrap up their season, having multiple finishers in the top 10. Finally, also on Saturday, the gymnastics team competed in sectionals and placed 6th. Jill Krieger placed 2nd, Molly Wilkins got 7th, and finally Aubrey Raytai finished 12th. The team advanced to regionals and will be competing tomorrow at Huntington North. Good luck to the team. That will wrap it up for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Make sure to follow Homestead Athletics on Instagram and Twitter for updates on Homestead-related sports news. Matthias Arizmendi, HHS In-Depth. Back to you, Carly and Olivia.
Thank you, Matthias, and thank you all for watching our show today.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of HHS In-Depth.
Enjoy your weekend, Homestead.